Welcome to PTV Radio. My name's Garrett Rainier, and I'm the admin here at PTV Partner. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time to sit down and listen to this presentation and better understand the backbone of PTV Partner. The purpose of this very presentation is to explain and expand your understanding of the specific opportunity that's supporting PTV Partner. When I'm finished, you'll certainly have a better understanding of what we're involved in, how our profits are sustained, as well you'll have an expanded vision of what the future will likely hold for PTV Partner. I need to preface everything I'm about to discuss by stating I am bound by an extremely strict confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement. I'm not allowed to discuss the location or disclose the principals or the investors' information. If you've read our website, then you're aware we started our group early on participating in various venture capitalization projects. Several of the members developed into highly qualified leaders and eventually became what we now call the board of directors. They currently manage a rather large portfolio, not only for the direct members of PTV Group, but also for various associates as well. Over the years, venture capitalization evolved into private placement funding. And 3 years ago, a project was accepted that has quickly consumed the majority of our board's time. The enormity of this project and the potential is exciting and quite overwhelming. The introduction, acceptance, funding, and production of this project is what made PTV Partner a reality. Now, before I explain this project in as much detail as I can give, I want you to understand this deal is already done. We don't require any additional funds to progress it. Any participation that you make are allocated and reserved for this project. But if no one participated here, we would not lose any of our stride. The point I'm trying to make is we didn't make this opportunity available because PTV needed the HYIP world. We brought this opportunity here because the HYIP world needed PTV. Let me also say, I'm not an engineer and I'm not a geologist. Any statements I make are information that's been subjected to my interpretation and of course are subject to error. 3 years ago, we acquired controlling interest in what was being hailed as one of the largest silica claims ever staked. Since we became involved, this claim has been surveyed, and the numerous assays prove it's not only the largest silica mine, but it's also one of the purest silica deposits known. The 200-plus claims that make up this mine cover an area almost 10 miles long and 2.5 miles wide, which is approximately 15,000 acres. Sitting under the overburden is an estimated 20 billion tons of silica that has been assayed and confirmed to range between 97 and 99.7% pure. This quantity of 20 billion tons is based on a tested depth of 500 feet. But understand this, there are areas of this mine that are known to be in excess of 2,000 feet deep. To give you some relevance, China, the largest refiner of silica in the world, they've got roughly a 2-year reserve left, and then they're out of silica. Sure, they still can acquire from smaller individuals, but their main source is Indonesia, and they are mining a 55 to 60% pure product. Australia is another large refiner of silica. They are refining a product, they're excavating a product that's 45 to 50% pure. So what I'm saying here is half or more, or around half, of the world supply of silica is derived from a 50% pure product. We have a 97 to 99% pure product. So I know what you're thinking. You're going, okay, that's good and well, but what the heck is silica good for? What do we use it for? Okay, well, there's 172 known uses of silica, and probably more have been discovered since I just said that. Every cell phone, computer, microchip contains silica. Fiber optic cables, telescopes, missile components, satellites, numerous military applications. The shields on the space shuttles use silica. Fiberglass, ferro cement, epoxy, masonry, silicone, air and water purification systems all use silica. To put it in even better perspective, let me say it like this. Dow Corning manufactures over 10,000 products. 90% of them use silica. Now, as we've been going through the process of developing this project, we've had numerous assays done from geologists all around the world, sent in by various countries looking at this as a product that they wanted to obtain and purchase in the beginning. That was our initial goal, was just we acquired it, we were just going to sell it. We've changed our attitude about that over the years since this project has just evolved into something that can be this enormous, as we soon discovered that it was just worth keeping. One of the geologists from China, in his report, as they do an assay, they basically also were making a report to their government. This report, here's a quote from his report. Due to the increasing demand and the shrinking global reserves, whoever controls this claim will likely control majority supply, worldwide distribution levels, and global pricing. I want to read that again. I want you to just to drive home. Whoever controls this claim will likely control majority supply, worldwide distribution levels, and global pricing. That is a profound statement. I want you to visualize this project with me if you can. This mine, this area, this claim sits in a valley between two mountains. They're a good distance apart, but the foothills of the mountains end up at a river. This particular river, if you're standing down by the river in actuality, there's 1,000 yards or so, and then there's this bluff. This bluff is vertical, almost vertical, at about 1,500 feet tall. It runs for 10 miles down this river, and basically the majority of it, 12,000 acres out of the 15, are covered in forest, in a pristine forest. The other 3,000 acres is either cleared or was never forested. On top of this bluff, or covering this bluff, is an overburden of 2 to 4 inches thick. Some places it's 3 to 5 feet thick. This whole area is in the middle of nowhere, 2 to 3 hours from any serious civilization. It's pristine. It's quiet. It's never silent, but it's beautiful. On top of this bluff, there are additional protrusions that are pushed up above the ground. When you lift the carpet-like mat off of these protrusions, you see this milky white solid rock. It's all silica. In places in these protrusions, you find veins, diamond-like geodes or crystals called silica quartzite. These protrusions equal some 300 million tons of silica above grade, sitting on top of the ground. At the bottom of one of the trenches that's along the edge of this bluff, there's a small vein of gold. It's been tested, and there's an inferred 8 million ounces of gold in this particular vein that they anticipate is in this vein. Numerous assays on this property from various entities around the world, both governmental and individual assays confirm the contents of this mine. We know through testing that this mine contains silica, silica quartzite, gold, platinum, palladium, iron, zinc, bentonite, 12,000 acres of forest, gravel, and slate. Some of the attributes that make this project so extremely exciting are the fact that this is an open pit project. This does not require any type of a shaft style mine where we've got environmental hazards or safety risks. There's 300 million tons of product sitting on top of the mine that we don't even have to excavate. We basically just remove. There's gold on this project. Other trace minerals, palladium, platinum, that have value. What I'm talking about here is when I told you that Australia and China are mining a 45 to 60% junk. We've got 97% product and another 3% gold, platinum, palladium, okay, of course, and as well as the overburden. And on top of all of that, we have the forest. Everything here about this mine has value. It's an extremely awesome project.